everybody doing? Thank you
Everybody.
for joining us again. We really appreciate. This time we are only four trans gurus. Raj is unfortunately not here today with us. I would just like to update a little bit about our site. We are doing tremendously well. It's growing very nicely. We have loads of comments. Thank you very much for your comments. Sometimes we do mistakes. Sometimes you guys do mistakes. That's all welcome. Sometimes we do things which are a little bit more critical, which is wonderful too. So, but please send us your comments. Send us what you have on your heart. We are here for everybody, for transgender women, transgender men, non-binary people, intersex people, cross-dressers, drag queens, whatever you are, be here. I would like to tell you a nice story that happened to us just recently. Our site is viewed all over the world. And the other day I had someone from Egypt which said, you know, I am a beginning in the transgender, but I've never seen any other transgender people. Could you connect me with someone? And I made a small post, and we had about 4 or 5 people from Egypt which answered me. So I put them all in contact, and now they are contacting each other, and they are forming a local group. So this is something that actually I would say it is a little success for our trans group people.
And we also have been putting up posts that ask questions that people answer. We've had someone with over 100 answers, whereas somebody that's trying to figure something out or some part of their life, they can read a lot of those things and get so much information from real life people, from real life experiences, from not somebody scripting a book, but from people that actually are walking the walk. And I think there's a lot of value in those questions that we've been doing.
Absolutely. We do have sometimes trolls and people which are against transgender people. Unfortunately, that happens. We try to block them, or at least to get rid of them pretty fast, because they can be actually pretty nasty. I mean, someone.
But that's minimal. Let's talk about all the positive stuff we do and get away from those negative.
It happens,
feelings.
but it's not really a big issue. Okay. The theme of today, it's called dating. So we go. Every single one of us is going to make a small talk about dating. As a transgender person. And then in the end, we've got quite a lot of questions from our people which usually look, and we'll try to answer those questions. So I'll start today. Dating, what does it mean for me? I am a transgender woman. I am, I'll tell you because this is open. I'm a post-op transgender woman. So dating for me is not so easy because, you know, I date with usually so straight men, sometimes women too. So, you know, I consider myself as pansexual. So it's hard, as someone told, which is here, it's hearts, not parts. And I think that is very important. But, you know, mainly with men, it's sometimes a little bit complicated because, you know, I've had experiences where I did not tell that I am a transgender. And that actually went pretty well. I had no issues, but it is very dangerous. And you should actually be open to the people that you have. But, you know, if it's only casual encounter, you probably might. I mean, I did. It happened to me. You pass and the person doesn't even notice that you are transgender. But it is not something that you want as, you know, something which is really regular or not. So I try to get, you know, sometimes to the websites to find people. I prefer to find the people in, you know, in bars or in restaurants or in other places like that. So, you know, person to person. But it is not always easy to find the contact. I've had many relationships throughout my life, but you know, before I was transgender was a little bit different. When you are transgender, there are quite a lot of issues and red flags. I've had quite a lot of people which I told that I was transgender and they were not interested anymore because, oh my God, you know. And of course, you've got always the usual questions. What do you have between your legs, for example? And this is always a red flag and it's not something that you really want to tell. So, you know, you have to be careful how you do this. And there is no scheme. Every time is a little bit different. But you have to make sure that safety is first. And I believe that if you go through internet, you should be open to tell that you are transgender, so that the people, when they come to you, they have some kind of an know more or less what to expect. Although I have to say as well that most people don't read everything, so be careful as well there. You know. It is nice to date. Right now, with the pandemic, it's probably more difficult. And I've tried to not to date too much lately because really, I don't think it's worth to the risk of having a coronavirus. But it is nice to have to date people and to have interactions with other people. It's when you are always alone, it's kind of difficult, you know. And lately it has been a little bit alone for me. So this is what I have to say about dating. I hope that everybody finds their true love, and one day but you know, it's the same thing if you're cis or if you're transgender, it probably takes some time. You know how many women are there which never found a partner which is right? Why should it be easy for transgender people? You know, it's transgender women have got that issues too. But never give up, and the right person will come. So this is from me, from my side of the story. Who's next? Christian?
I'm up. So, hey everybody, Christian here. I couldn't wait to talk about relationships and dating and all that fun stuff because there's a lot of different perspectives on it, and sometimes hearing from people that are going through it right now, it's a little bit easier to understand, give you a different perspective. So as a trans man, I guess like initially when I go out to find somebody, I'm not even really trying to find somebody, if it sounds weird. Like I don't really seek to date anybody. I just kind of go and look to have a fun time. And when I'm out about and I'm doing things, or I've met people in different social settings with friends, and I've been introduced to a friend of a friend of a friend, or let's go to a club, and then I meet somebody and we're having an awesome conversation, and I'm not expecting to get that person's number. I'm not expecting to take anybody home, I guess that's what people say. But I don't expect those things. I just look to have a fun time, and then fun people find me. And I guess that's one of my ways I just go about my life, and that's my attitude, and people kind of feel it. And when I do go out on dates, I take things slow, but I also go with the flow. So I if I'm gonna, like, I don't have like rules, like I'm not like rigid or structured, or I'm gonna like have a read a book and try to like throw it at that person like 90 days till we have sex. Like I'm not gonna like have a structured, regimented dating schedule to follow with somebody. I'm just gonna go there and I want to get to know you. I want you to get to know me. Like Ella said, right up front from the gate, you're going to know that I'm trans. I'm not going to go on a date with you. I don't want to go out in public with you until you know that fact, because I would be setting myself up for a safety risk. I don't want to put myself in a predicament. So right at the gate, I'm going to let somebody know I'm transgender, and if you're okay with that, then we can move forward. And if you're, and then we do. And then when I'm on the date itself, I like to get to know people. I like to have fun. And if I'm gonna go slow, like I'm not gonna ask you to marry me right there and then. I'm not going to take you to bed right there and then. I'm not gonna say I can see my children in your eyes or your DNA right there and then. Like I'm going to take it slow. Like let's really get to know each other, because you don't really get to know somebody until you live with them, I believe. Like being with somebody, I think it should take some time. And then when you make it to that stage of living together, then you can really see somebody in all different situations and scenarios, and you see them in the good, you see them in the bad, you see them when things between both of your lives are maybe unstable, and you see the real colors of that person come out, and then you can decide if you want to take it to the next level. So dating for me is just kind of like, it's like hanging out with friends, and maybe there's some kissing and sex, like that's to me, that's what dating is, and we get to know each other. And yeah, there's some challenges as a trans person. It's not comfortable disclosing your status to people, especially if they're not used to this world, especially if they're like cisgendered and straight. I've dated a lot of cisgendered straight women, and it's not the most comfortable thing, but it's attitude that trumps everything. Believe me, going through all the experience that I've had with women, I just carry a fun, carefree, humorous attitude, and it just I'm pretty secure in myself and confident, and the way I carry myself, I think that draws people in, and that on its own transcends whether you're attracted to a penis or a vagina, whatever you got down there. It doesn't really matter. People are attracted to the gender of another person, and sometimes the genitalia is a breaking factor for sure. But there's a lot of people that are out there that are willing to try. So on that note, that's a pretty good introduction into my beliefs on dating, my experience. And if anyone wants to expand on that, Bonnie, would you want to talk about your thoughts on dating?
Sure. The first thing I want to say is that, what I'm sharing is from when I was younger in my youth and the things that I went through, because I'm not really out there in the dating world right now, especially with Corona and with everything. I'm not looking for that. But the point I wanted to stress is that when I met people, a lot of times I met them through work. I met them in different places where I got to know people. But first thing, if I don't like myself, how can I expect you to like me? And what I'm trying to say is you got to feel good about yourself, regardless whether you're trans or cis, it doesn't matter. But if you feel good about yourself and the vibration that you put out to the universe is that I love myself, I'm okay with myself, and you give that subconsciously, people pick up on that. And it doesn't, you have to wear a flag over your head, yelling and screaming so everybody can hear, I'm transgender, where a lot of the people I met through work and different places, they knew because people talk, and I didn't have to go through that uncomfortable situation. Now, yes, you can be out and you can meet somebody. So somebody buys you a drink. You don't have to go, I'm transgender. Well, my point is they may buy you a drink and you may sit there and start talking and they want to get feely or kiss on you or show you some affection, I believe before you cross that line, you don't have to say it in a negative way. You just say, out of respect, I don't know if it matters. It may not. You might even know, but I am transgender and I want to share that with you because I'm not looking to violate anybody's whatever. And then you don't have to talk about it anymore, and you don't have to go involved, and you don't have to dwell on it. And if somebody gets all creepy and weird and whatever, there's your answer. Get the fuck away from them. Excuse my language. But if you feel comfortable and they feel comfortable, it doesn't mean that you have to jump in bed and have sex. You can go out on a date and go eat dinner someplace. You can meet somebody, but at least they get to know you. Now, listen, if you're just looking for sex, you can go to one of those things. I don't even know the names of them, where you can just enter your name and somebody will be there in 10 minutes that wants to do you. But
dating apps.
yes, but my point is that if you want more out of life, go to places to meet people that are people that you might want to meet, whether it be some form of an organization or group or something you volunteer for or something. Anyway, work, it doesn't really matter. But if you want to try to find a relationship, you don't find it in a bar. A bar is usually a one-night thing, and if that's what you want, hey, great. But once again, you should let them know beforehand. And sometimes some people may say, yeah, I knew you were transgender. I could read you. Because a lot of people that are interested in the transgenders, there's clues that all of us give off. I mean, but aside from that, love yourself, feel good about yourself, look for positive places where you can meet people, and don't be afraid to actually meet somebody. And it doesn't mean that you gotta hurry up and do something sexual. You know, you're a person, you should be treated with respect. If somebody doesn't want to treat you with respect, then that isn't where you should be, and you should never feel that kind of pressure because you're not worthy or you're not, you know, whatever society terms. And that's it. And just go through life and be happy. And if you do that, people will come into your life because they want somebody that's happy and positive and feels good about themselves. And other than that, you know, that's about the best that I can give as far as dating. Is just, it's got a lot to do with where your mind is at, how you feel about yourself, and where you go to look to find it. Have a good evening. Jimmy, Shannon.
Your turn.
I'm hearing a lot of good stuff, and everything is energy. Everything is energy, and I like how everyone kind of touched on their own way of incorporating energy into our life. And as far as dating in my life goes, I think I heard a couple other of my co-panelists mention, you know, I don't go out on like a mission, a hunting expedition trying to find a date. I just go about my daily business, and I let the universe work behind the scenes to work out the details so that I'll cross paths with the right person that's meant for me. And it's happened once in my life, and I'm sure it'll happen again. And I read a little catchphrase somewhere a little while ago. It said, meet something in line, not online. And just earlier today, I was in a little market and met someone standing in line. And that's how kind of, I think Christian alluded to that. You know, I just live my life, and then the people that are meant to be in my life will show up. And as far as being a transgender person, humans come in all different kind of flavors. And in my case, I'm just a trans girl. And I see that there's no, if anything, that's an asset. I think being trans is an asset where we have a very unique viewpoint and a very unique position from which to think from. And so that's how I look at it. You know, everything is energy, and life is a mirror. You know, what we reflect. If we go out and we expect that we're going to possibly get into a conflict, well, then we're going to attract that. If we just live our lives in such a way that we're in harmony with all things, we will be in harmony with all things. So I think I wrote a couple things down here. Yeah, our life is what we think it is. You know, our thoughts have energy, and I know we spoke about this on many other little video clips. Our thoughts have energy, and whatever we think about in our mind will manifest in reality. So I'm not seeing anybody right now, and I'm not, you know, right now I'm in the parking lot of the gym, and I kind of, my phone went dead a while ago. I have a dash mounted phone bracket, and the sun was shining on my phone, and it got hot and turned off. So I'm going to meet someone in this gym or any place that I go, and that's how I live my life. Ella.
Yeah, we have all got our stories. We all got our loves and lovers.
Sure
Thank
do.
you very, very much for your inputs. I think it is very, very interesting, and I think that you're absolutely right, Jimmy. Energy is the most important thing. And when two energies which are ready for each other, they meet each other. And that is wonderful. So I've got here some questions from our viewers. So what goals do you have when you're looking for dates? Do you guys can talk about that? Do you have any specific goals? Or, I mean, from my side, my only goal is to find someone which I find to be nice with, talk with. I don't know, what about you guys? Or you girls?
Well,
I think a good, healthy relationship was where both people complement one another. And I think if a person goes into a relationship, you know, I consider myself a complete human being. I don't need anybody to fill any voids in my life. So if two complete human beings get together, one's not a crutch for the other. And two human beings complement one another, and they nurture one another, and it kind of works that way. But if you're in a relationship that's codependent, or one depends on the other to have a sense of wholeness, that relationship is not going to last long, and it's not going to be healthy.
Yeah, it's like trying to build a building, and you have like half the building is like built with bricks that are whole, and then the other side of the building you're trying to piece together like broken bricks, you know, and you're trying to put more weight on top of that, and it's like all starting to crack and crumble, you know. I totally agree with that, Shannon. When you're going into any type of even a friendship too, like even when you're going to start taking on somebody else into your life, but especially more with dating, you got to be whole yourself, and then
Absolutely.
You will complement. You guys will become a force to be reckoned with. So, Ella?
Well, for my you know, when in the beginning you're just looking for something nice, and then within my life it happens probably twice that I stayed with the person for over 10 years. But you know, these are special people.
You know,
Okay.
Another thing that you can do, and my tape shows, these tapes you always hear me, visualize. Before you go out, visualize yourself meeting somebody. Visualize you feeling good about yourself. Visualize a positive experience. Visualize everything going really good and going home at night and the next morning waking up with a smile on your face that yesterday was or last night was a success. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen, but if your energy inside you is putting out that vibration, the chances of you meeting somebody, and it's like people that have a closed-minded shell, and when opportunity knocks, they don't ever hear it. Well, it's the same thing. If you're open internally for something, you might become aware of something that you weren't before. And when you feel good about yourself, you're not going to like cower and hide. You might smile and, I don't know.
Shut up, you did.
It's all about the positive attitude.
I think
Like
you
that
do know,
little
Bonnie,
shade.
because you just said it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Transgender
Okay.
people, we are trans folks. We are unique,
Oh
and
yeah.
in my life, I am going to attract an equally unique person. So I know I'm very unique, and I know it's going to take the divine universe a little bit of time to work behind the scenes to work out the details so that I cross paths with that person. And that's how I look at it. So a little bit of patience is involved, and trust your journey. Have, like Bonnie was saying, you have the intention, have the visualization. I visualize myself with somebody, and it'll happen. I just go about my life in such a way that I'm constantly engaged in self-improvement and trying to better myself and those around me and the world in general, and things will just work out. It's that faith. It's that trust in our journey, trust in our divine journey.
Just like Shannon Shet said, I want to attract somebody that is as unique as I am, as crazy as I am, because I'm crazy in my own goofy. In a good way, I'm very, silly and out there, and my sense of humor is shot. So, I'm all over the place sometimes, and I need to have somebody that can be with that and can embrace that and can appreciate that. And
Are you saying like appreciate insanity?
it's a good insanity, though. It's
I didn't mean that as a
insanity.
cut. Sometimes you get a little bit overwhelmed. That's why
Oh,
I was
yeah.
just joking.
Yeah, there was
It's
a philosopher by the name of Rumi, and he had a quote, and it kind of sums up what we're talking about. And it's real simple. We are what we seek. We are what we seek. We become what we seek.
Absolutely.
And I just want to add to that. That isn't just dating. That's every aspect of life, from work to after work to attitude to on and on and on. We are what we seek. And
Yeah,
if you make that intention, that's what manifests.
If we're trustworthy, we're going to attract someone who's trustworthy. If we take care of ourselves, we're going to attract somebody who takes care of themselves. And down the line, like Bonnie just said.
Magnets,
and I think we're probably coming up on 30 minutes, aren't we, Ella?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. Not yet, but almost there. I've got some other questions. We probably go a little bit faster through the questions. Ways in which you meet people. Well, there are many ways these days, online with apps, real life. I mean, from my side, I would just say many transgender people use special transgender apps. It's probably more easier to find. You can use as well normal apps if they accept transgender people. Not all the apps accept it. So I don't know, what is your experiences?
I meet people when I deliver pizza. I mean, when they deliver pizza at my door.
Okay.
That sums it up.
Because now you got food and a date, It's like you're already here. You might as well come inside and come eat with me. So.
Okay. That's interesting.
Anybody want pizza?
Okay, dating challenges specific to trans people and how to overcome them. One is called chasers. Yes, we've got quite a lot of chasers, unfortunately. mainly in Facebook, people sending in Messenger photographs of their sexual parts, and these are male and female. It's kind of a little bit too much, but it happens.
Do you faint
And
from all the pictures?
sorry?
No, I'm like disappointed because I never get any of these pictures. I hear everybody talking about it and I feel left out. I'm sorry. Just teasing.
Well,
You
if
can
I
send
ever
me a
see
few.
them, well, if I ever see it, then I'm just like, damn, you know, I wish I was blessed with something like that on my own, you know, like so.
Oh, I've got women too that do that. It's not only men. Then not being able to have kids. Yeah, probably. That is okay. In my thing, you know, at my age, I wouldn't be able to have kids anyway. So, and people, we are embarrassed to date us. Unfortunately, Raj is not here. She could, I think, tell a very long story about that. Unfortunately, some people, they really do like transgender people, but society doesn't. It's for them more important than their own.
Behind closed doors, they will love you, but in public, they don't want to be seen. So that's something that, you know, and with saying that, you got to understand that if somebody loves you behind closed doors but doesn't want to be seen by you, there's your red flag. That is, I mean, if you're just looking for whatever, and then, you know, that's okay. I mean, if that's where your head's at. But at the same point, it's not good for your self-esteem that if you wanted somebody that was actually a significant other that didn't want to be seen with you, then, you know, that's not healthy. But if you're just looking at it for sex, then that's fine. But otherwise, yes, it's not a healthy thing.
Yeah, if it's just for. Oh, go ahead, Shannon.
There's an infinite number of possibilities. And we have to just live our lives in such a way that we're aware, have a situational awareness, we have an intention, a direction in which we want to live our life, a sense of an outcome, a sense of purpose, and all these details will kind of work themselves out. If we approach life with a pure heart, all these details will work themselves out. And that's how I live my life. And that's pretty much what I got to say about this whole thing. Good job, everyone.
And I just wanted to quickly comment about what Bonnie was saying. Like, there's your answer right there with them being embarrassed, you know, in public. That's just like how Shannon was mentioning. You want to be two people that are whole. You want to be two people that are coming together, that are going to complement one another, and not be two halves that are trying to create a whole. It's never going to be fulfilling or satisfying. But if it's just for sex, then that's a whole nother situation, whole nother topic that we'll probably do another day.
Okay.
But long-term commitment, you want a whole person.
The other question I've got here is red flags. What to look out for? For me, what is very important is that the person is sincere, that she talks with you, and that she's open to you. I think it is very important, and it's not only with transgender people, that with any kind of relationship. I don't know if you guys have anything to add.
Oh, I got a lot. But I think I'd rather go after Bonnie went.
No, I was just going to say, basically, it's what I was saying before. If somebody is behind closed doors is fine, and out in public they're not, it's the wrong person. And if somebody, you know, you got to remember, a lot of times transgender people are looked at like sexual objects. Now, women per se are sexual objects, and in today's time, men a lot of times are looked at as sexual objects. Well, I mean, if somebody treats you with that intention, if that's someplace that you want to be and you're okay with that, well, then flow with it, enjoy it. But if you want to be with somebody and you're just not looking to go to bed with every Tom, Dick, and Harry, and you want to have some kind of, it doesn't mean you're going to marry them, but I mean, you want to feel good about sleeping or being around somebody and not go away feeling negative about it. And if people make you feel unwhole, make you feel not good about yourself, I think that bottom line is that there should be your red flag right there. Boom.
Absolutely. Okay. Next question, tough topics that can come up while dating. For example, disclosure. Yeah, of course, it is always a very tough topic. And I mean, from my perspective, you have to, have your fine feeling and say, when are you going to tell what, but that is a lot based on, the kind of contact that you have with that person. Anything to add?
I just wanted to add that with our Facebook page, if people have questions that they want us to ask, or if they have feedback or they give different things, please send it to us. We put posts up that people all the time send us, from transgender art to, I mean, all kinds of things. We try to share as much as we can with the transgender community, and everything comes from a positive place. We want nothing to do with politics. And basically, we're just trying to give off something that transgender people can feel good about themselves. And sometimes you get the people that pick it apart, but you just got to, it's noise. It's like everything in life. You just got to not get hung up on the people that are always going to see the glass half empty. They're always going to see everything, only the negative. They're never going to look for any of the positive and stuff. And you can't change people like that. So the point is, just be aware and say, yeah, noise, and move on. Don't expend your energy. Don't feed their negativity, because their negativity is not going to do anything but take you down. And you're the driver of the helm of your boat. You choose to be happy, be happy. You choose to feel good about yourself. Let me tell you something. Somebody can be smarter than you. Somebody can be thinner. Somebody can be taller. Somebody can be blonder. Somebody can be, I could go on and on and on. But bottom line is, we're all unique, and you got to feel good about yourself and live your life feeling good, and not allow others to influence you to feel any other way. And sometimes you may say, oh, everywhere I go, this one feels this way about me. And this, if you stick to your guns and you stay in a positive place over a period of time, it will become a positive aura in the people you're around. If you're first transitioning and you're getting a lot of negativity because you don't pass that well, that's just part of the course. You got to put your time in, and you got to earn your stripes and some people think that, oh yeah, just because I have a beard and 1.5 inches long hair on my chest, I should be sheathed. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. And if you put the effort and the energy and try to be more in life, and you focus on that over a period of time, that's what your reality will become.
Okay.
That's to, I guess, say my own thing. Bonnie, that reminds me of what Shannon said a couple episodes ago about the caterpillar, that if you help a caterpillar outside of its cocoon, when it gets out, it dies because it doesn't have the strength to, spread its wings and go. So earning your stripes, everybody has to go through it. You gotta develop the strength to live life through that struggle. You learn creative ways. You learn how to get through obstacles, through that suffering, through that struggle. And keeping a positive mindset is going to help you get over those obstacles that much easier, that much, more motivation to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And once again, with the noise that people keep throwing at you, even for example, for this page that we got, people are going to have their own opinions, and someone's going to be good, someone's going to be bad. I choose to when I'm in the car and it's static going on. I don't like the static. So I'm going to change the channel to the music that I want to hear. I'm not going to stay on that static noise that's going to irritate me if I keep on entertaining it. So that's kind of how we do it here. You know, we're going to filter in what we like, what feels good, what's healthy for us and healthy for you. And you do the same thing. What feels good for you, keep going. If it hurts you, there's, you know, it's pretty clear cut. So
Absolutely. I think with these words, we're going to start to wrap it up.
I'm wrapped up.
It was really, really nice to talk to you guys. Please come see our videos. I would love to have your posts. If you want something for us to post for you, please send it to you through Messenger to us, and we will be love to post your stuff. As I told on next Wednesday, with Unity Coalition, I'm going to be talking about my books. We will want to turn again to live shows. Probably we'll do it in the next weeks. We just have trying to make some training before we go through that. It's not so easy because, you know, there's too many things going on. So it's difficult to concentrate, but we are trying to get there. We're trying to get better. And please send your critics. We love to hear from you. So with with those words, thank you very much. And have a wonderful time. And don't forget,
it's Ella's birthday.
Come on.
Birthday! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Never forget, be yourself, because it's the most important thing. It's you.
And love yourself.
Absolutely.
I would add
Bye,
to
everybody.
that. I've got nothing else to say. Love y'all. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.